Whoa, what's up? Let me know when you come in. Yeah. Let me know who you are. Holler at me. Let me know when you come in. Let me know who you are when you come in. Hit that like button. Do me a favor, hit that like button. But I want to know who. Let me know who you are when you come in. Dang, they had another shooting. And that in Texas. Dang. These white supremacists are going crazy. Killed 8 people in the Dallas area mall. White supremacy. Man, that's bad. Let me know who we got when we come in. That's bad. Just kill 8 people for no reason. Man, that's crazy. But them the times we live in, man. That's why it's important for you to be paying attention to your surroundings. Paying your attention to your surroundings when you go places. Malls, Walmart. Pay attention. Because all it takes is 1 second not paying attention. Boom. You'd have lost everything. Or have lost somebody because you're not paying attention, man. Come on, who we got? Let me know who we got when you come in. Oh, let me put the link in the comment. If you don't hit that link, that StreamYard link, click on the link in the comments and follow the instructions. It'll bring you right up. If you want to hit that link, it's the link right here. You hit StreamYard, follow the instructions to bring you up, and I'll see when you're backstage, and I'll bring you up. We're just gonna have a little conversation tonight. Oh, that's my auntie. What's up, auntie? I see you. I can't see no comments on StreamYard. I see them on Facebook though. Yeah. What's up? How everybody doing? Everybody good? Had a nice Sunday, went to church. Got you a good word in. Getting ready for a productive week. Let me know who I got. Talk to me. Talk to me in the comments. Let me know. Talk to him in the comments. I see Ja. We waiting on him. Miss Barbara Dangerfield. Hope everybody had a fantastic Sunday, man. Nice day. Hope you went to church, got you a good word in. Yeah, we about to dive in and have a quick conversation about the trending topics, about the things that's going on. Few things that's going on that caught my attention. I noticed they had a shooting in the mall in Dallas. White supremacy. They going crazy, man. Okay, she said she had a great day. That's what's up. That's amazing. Always good to have a great day. So easy for people to complain about the bad day. But he said, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice. So he's telling you, you got to rejoice. He's not saying rejoice in the good times or bad times. He's just telling you to rejoice. We know hard times going to come. We know life can be tough. But through it all, can you rejoice? Can you rejoice? Can you be happy? Can you look at the big picture and don't complain about what life throws at you and what you may be going through? Let me know who y'all got. Let me know, man. That's the link right here. You click on that link inside the comments and it'll bring you up backstage. If it don't work, I'll send it to you. Just let me know. You can come up and I'll see you. You can come live and have a conversation. We got a few things we want to talk about. So, yeah, that's the link right there. Hit that StreamYard link and just follow the instructions and it'll bring you up. Yeah, she said she will rejoice in the good times and the bad. That's what I'm talking about. It don't make no sense to be sad or happy or complaining. You can't fix it anyway. I will rejoice. Yep. Y'all can hear me pretty good? How the sound is? Y'all can hear me pretty good? Y'all can hear me pretty good? Yeah, buddy. Let me know who we got when you come in the comments. I want to shout you out. God is good. Miss Barbara. God is good. God is amazing. Yeah, we serving an awesome God. Yeah. We have everything we need. You just got to get up and go get it. All right, I'm going to jump into it. Where I want to start at. What I want to have a conversation about. Oh, let me go to Mike Todd. Let's go to Mike Todd. They gave Mike Todd
track. Let me stay back. So you give me a minute and I'll be.
Man,
You
I
might
don't
be
want to
asking
see no
yourself,
commercial.
can you actually create high quality live stream?
Yeah,
Right back, got the princess in my dungeon. They said that I couldn't get it. I done got so sick and filthy.
this
with
the
it.
Easter
I can't
performance
bring it
at Transformation Church that everybody going haywire about. I know that ain't Juicy.
As we were saying, Dragon, this is what you need to do. Step one, find you a baddie.
Okay. But step two, she gotta have a fatty.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Look back at it.
Uh-oh.
What is she doing?
Friends, I don't have a fatty. Girl, we keep telling you it's okay.
Your little booty matter too, friend.
Y'all know they don't be discriminating.
Seeing her again. So he decided to send his only son, the great knight of Havania, to save her.
Son, here's what I want you to do. She'll be there waiting for you.
One of the main points of contention is the play's high production value. With elaborate sets, costumes, and special effects, some feel that Ransom is more focused on entertainment than conveying a spiritual message. Another issue raised by critics is the play's incorporation of worldly themes. While the story is meant to depict God's rescue of mankind, some argue that the show's content is too secular, making it difficult for viewers to connect with the religious message. The public response to Ransom has been mixed. While some praise the play for its creativity and engaging storytelling, others feel that it strays too far from the core message of Easter. Let's take a look at some of the reactions from both sides.
This is not even the satanic, demonic Grammy performance that we talked about this year. This is at Pastor Michael Todd's church, Easter performance. It doesn't even look different from the Grammys, which is a problem. The Bible says, be ye separate of this world. How are we supposed to be the example of Christ if we're looking like the world? This is the church. This is the Grammys. Do you see a difference? And then you're mixing in secular songs. Just look at this video right here. I mean, look, I got no words to explain that. No different from the world. It literally mirrors what happened at the Grammys. Like, look, man, entertainment, you better be careful what you're letting enter, okay? Man, we got to wake up. Share this with somebody. Jesus is king.
Thank you for sending Jesus just for me. Today, I'm coming home to be with you. I believe you lived, you died, and you rose again with all power so I can live in freedom. Today, I repent from my old way of living and I turn to you. Change me, renew me, transform me. I'm yours and I'll serve you all the days of my life. In Jesus' name, amen. Can we turn up in this place?
And before I say anything, pray for Michael Todd. Pray for the body of Christ at large. Just because somebody has a big platform or God's used him mightily does not mean we just give them a pass to, look like the world or do whatever they want. Love calls out and confronts things if we actually care
about this Michael Todd Easter thing. Look, I by no means am somebody who endorses Transformation Church, somebody who endorses everything that Michael Todd does. And after seeing some of the Easter stuff that they did, a couple of days ago, it's given me more reason, and it seems like everybody else on the internet, more reason to criticize them. But also what I'm seeing is that everyone's using the same clips, and it's just like people using Bible verses out of context. I think it's important that, yes, we have discernment, and yes, we're able to see through these things and see if they're actually evil and of the world. But I also think it's important for us to reserve judgment for when the facts actually come. But that's just me. What do you think? All I know is that wisdom will be shown right from the lives that follow.
In response to the controversy, Pastor Mike Todd has defended the play, stating that the intention was to create a unique and engaging way to share the story of God's love and redemption. He believes that the production's modern approach can help reach a wider audience and inspire more people to explore their faith. He also wanted to reach the people who are in the world and who do not have a
This is a real B&H customer story.
Commercials.
Steph Mandis came to B&H to take her photography to the next
relationship with Jesus Christ. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below.
An eerie fear gripped the heart of the princess as she approached the ominous gates of the city of Heldra. Nevertheless, she dared not turn back.
This transformation Easter play
Hello?
that the world is talking about.
Is anyone there? Can anyone help me? This is all my fault.
Well. It looks like it is your fault. And now all the people of your kingdom are suffering because of you.
It appeared that the dragon was right. Back at Havania, riots had ensued outside the castle walls. People were indulging in all kinds of terrible behavior, and it seemed that they all had turned greedy and selfish. Some were angry with the king for building the wall, and others just frustrated at the insufficient fruit of their hard labor.
Don't worry. You can stay here with me. But only under one condition. You work for me for a while. And I suppose I'll help you get back to your precious little palace. Oh, whoopsies. Toodaloo! This is too good. I've got the princess of the people in my dungeon. Oh, great king. You don't seem so great after all. Everybody listen up. This Steven's got some news for the people of Havania.
Section below. Did Transformation Church take this too far on Easter Sunday? Let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was it. Mike Todd and them Easter production. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Did he go overboard? Was it demonic? Satanic? Y'all think he a devil worship? Because that's the stuff that people are saying. Yeah. But Mike Todd said that like 600 and something people had got saved that day. So if they did the true salvation, that's good. But yeah, but they taking him through it with that play. He questioning now, do he want to even pastor again? You know, and that's why that's the danger of people becoming so successful and people becoming big on these platforms, right? You get to a place where you're trying to make everybody happy, especially with church and stuff like that. The more you grow, the more you get big. It's like, I believe you got to stand on truth. Everybody, you can't make everybody happy. And then if you go through life trying to make everybody happy, you'll end up dropping the standards that you believed in, what you've been raised all your life. But now as you growing and you got people sowing into your life and you successful, it's fame. And so now you're in a place where you're trying to satisfy everybody and you sugarcoat the truth or try to make everybody feel good. And I think that's, that's my opinion. I think that's where he at. Because when he first started out, he was doing good. He was doing good illustrated sermons. But the more he got big, it just seemed like, they vision is, to represent Christ. I mean, I get that. And he feel like that's the way to, he gonna be able to reach people like that. But I don't know. I'm not here to judge the man. But they taking him through it though. Then he came back and said something I had posted a few weeks ago. He wished God would have gave people an option to be who they want to be. Now I definitely didn't agree with that. Because if God gave everybody an option, man, you know what kind of world we'll be in? Do you know what kind of world we'll be in if God gave everybody an option? I mean, we'll be in a tough place. People just got to be who they are, right? Be who they are, be who God called them to be. Because if let's say God did give us an option, he gave everybody an option, you still gonna have people gonna complain about what they chose. You still gonna find people to mom and complain about what they chose to be in life. So I don't agree with that. I believe people have to, be happy with themselves and be happy the way God made them. It's hard for me to understand how people can say they believe in God, they love God, they believe that he has his life, but you don't agree with how he made you. I don't know. I can't understand that. For somebody to say, I believe in God, I trust him, but I don't agree the way he made me. You talking about the creator now, the God that don't make no mistakes. So that's what people lose me at. And they say, you gotta be happy with yourself, man. Be happy with yourself. Everything not mental illness, I was born this way. I mean, I don't know. But we living in a feminine world. A very feminine world. I don't know what Josh is or Ricky. We living in a feminine world, man. Crazy. Y'all let me know what y'all think. What y'all think? Y'all think the world the world is more feminine or masculine? Masculine, how they say it? Let me know what y'all think. But yeah, I hope Mike Ty, stand on what's right and, go back to what he would believe in and what he was raised. I don't want to see people been, lead astray and feel like it's cool to do everything. Let me know what y'all think, man. Let's see that's what I'll talk about next. What up, man?
What up?
Nice for you to join me. Whatever takes
signal. Yeah,
Huh?
how that signal, man? How my signal? Can you see me and hear me clearly?
I can hear you. As long as I can hear you good, I ain't worried about the signal. Audio come before quality anyway. As long as you good, you sound good though. But yeah, I was talking about go ahead.
Wait,
What you about to say?
is my visual choppy? I can switch to the other laptop if I need to.
Yeah, I mean it's blurry. Not blurry, but you know you can tell the signal ain't strong.
Yeah, I figured that, but
the laptop ain't gonna. The laptop ain't gonna make a difference. That's the signal. Yeah, the signal the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I figured that. I can. Yeah, but
nah, it's cool. I can hear you good as long as they can hear.
Yeah. What's up, man? How
You
you
can
living?
turn your camera off anyway. It don't matter, huh?
How you living?
I'm good, man. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Can't complain. I was just talking about Mike Todd that I had played a clip of the Easter play. You know, everybody giving him hell and saying he a devil, he demonic, and he worships Satan and all type of stuff. Did you see that play for Easter?
Nah,
did you see
man.
a clip of it?
I saw some clips. I didn't see the whole production. Nah, I didn't see the whole production.
Yeah, I ain't see the whole production either, but I just saw some of the clips. But they taking them through it. Yeah, they taking them through it. What about that clip? He said that he wish God would have gave people an option to be who they want to be. You see that one?
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
What's your take on that?
I don't know. I kind of get his heart behind it, but you know, I think sometimes we got to be careful what we're saying in the pulpit or in public settings as a whole, but also we got to make it clear. Like Paul, now this is a reach. I'm reaching on this one though, but Paul would say stuff like he distinguished between when he was speaking as himself and also when he was speaking on behalf of God. Like he made that distinct clear. Like he said, I speak as a man on this part, and I think he was just sharing his sentiments. I can't speak for the man. I think by if we give everybody a choice, I think it will lead to chaos. And in a sense, God has already given everybody a choice. Is your choice to abide by his rules or his commandments or laws or not? He's giving you that choice. You're not free from the consequences of that, but nonetheless, you still got a choice. You know what I mean? Right. So in a sense, we do have a choice. We have a choice. We have that free will, and love is expressed in the ability to give somebody to choose against you or to make their own choice. However, you're not. Now, some people may disagree. Like, man, well, you ain't really free to choose if you can't choose the consequences. Well, the consequences ain't up to us. Right. You're aware of the consequences, but here's the thing: like knowing the consequences, you're still free to choose. And if you know those consequences, you still choose that, then that's your choice. So I kind of get his sentiments about it, brother. But at the same time, I think, sometimes you get caught in the moment, man, and you say stuff that's not maybe theologically sound in a sense, but maybe he was speaking as a man, maybe from his feelings and his sentiments, and but when you hear it in context, he juxtaposed that with what God says about it. Him talking is that I feel this way about it. It doesn't matter what I feel. I still submit myself to what God says. So we got to be clear about that part too. He does emphasize that from what I heard. You know what I mean? So,
Okay. I read something. They said I want your opinion on it. They said studies in the 21st century suggest that terms of percentage worldwide that Islam is the fastest growing religion in the world. Why you think that? They say in 2023, it's the fastest growing religion right now as we speak.
Yeah, I can see that.
Why you think that?
Because with Islam, there's a certain level of respect to it. Like you don't see anybody who practices Islam treating it like it's trivial. they wholeheartedly believe it, and they ain't gonna let you come around them disrespecting their belief system. So it provides an element of respect, reverence, discipline, and they see how it is looked upon by the outside world. Christianity, on the other hand, and this is my humble assessments, man. Christianity, on the other hand, is just treated as it's just trivial, like it's whatever. Because you got so many different belief systems, and you got so many different perspectives of it, you know, and you got it to the point where people take God's name in vain. You got different, even though in Islam you do have different sects, like we have sects, or divisions of it, like we have in Christianity. I can just see that the discipline it provides, the respect, the customs, the rituals, it has some level of adherence in terms of devotion to it, some level of strict devotion, you know, and that's what religion is in a sense. It's like having a strict devotion to something. You're devoted to it. And when you come to Christianity, in a sense, there's no seemingly strict devotion. You know, it's free. And then again, you got different perspectives on that too, man. But I can see that. You know what I mean? Like I can see why that is. You know, I haven't done my studies on it, but I can see why that is like that.
I heard a preacher say that the Muslim are witnessing while the Christians are just shouting.
Yeah,
so they said, you know, they out there witnessing, and they have a lot of men too. They said the Islam is more masculine and but Christianity is more feminine.
Yeah, that's yeah. And I be honest, man, I don't see a whole lot of Muslims out witnessing like that. I do see them just existing, and they are getting converts. Like I don't see them on the street corner preaching the Quran. I don't see that. I see them debating Christians. I see them living their lives, and I see them doing everyday life. And then while they're doing everyday life, they are converting people over. And most people are not being converted over by way of witnessing, from what I can see. They're being converted over because of their disdain of Christianity. So like they're going there as a result of leaving this. So it's not like it's just man, they just love it like that. No, a lot of it is the result of them leaving one thing and looking for an alternative and going here. Like some things that they didn't get over here, they feel like they can get over here. And so like as far as structure and masculinity, yeah. Now how they go about doing that differs a whole lot too from how we do it in Christianity over here. A lot of our rituals and traditions is the result of, to be honest, the transatlantic slave trade, like the Eurocentric perspective of it. So you see us catering more to the emotional side. Now, this is certain perspectives, of course, like especially Pentecostal churches and charismatic churches, not all, but most, you almost got to check your brain at the door. You know, they want you to feel it before you think it. And so when it comes to manhood, men more often than not, they want to think it before they feel it. It got to register here. In Nation of Islam, not nation, in Islam, they give you discipline. It's strict. It's not. It's some elements of control too, but it's strict. It's a devotion. You have pledged your allegiance to something. Therefore, the guidelines of this is this. And if you're serious about it, you need to do this. And it is no question asked about that. It ain't no questions asked. I mean, ain't no, you got a choice. No. Now, I've seen people grow up in their perspective who have a difference of opinions. They grew up in it, they leave it or whatever. But for the most part, they are devoted to it. They pray 6 times a day facing the east. They strict on their diet. They may do other stuff. They may their level of
how many times they pray a day?
6 times a day.
6?
6 times a day. facing the
Dang,
east.
so they discipline. Why?
Yeah.
What do facing the east mean? What do that mean?
That's Mecca. You facing the east. You facing Mecca. You facing where the Dome of the Rock is. You know, the Temple Dome. That's where their worship, their main central worship place. That's like in Jerusalem. You know, Israel. They got the temple over there. So that's in the east. So you face the east. If you're on this side of the world, you face the east. This is you pledging your allegiance and you pay homage to your faith or your deity by facing where it is or where that system is. So that's where they do that. They face the east, man. So they are devoted to it. You know, they are strict. They have been brought up into this or have been converted. It's like a lot of hip hop, even hip hop, man. They have a lot of people in Islam, whether it's Nation of Islam or if it's Islam, and a lot of rappers we used to listen to back in the day, 80s and 90s and 2000s on the East Coast and some on the West Coast. They're either 5%ers, Nation of Islam. It's because like with Christianity, I heard some of them, and this is their testimony, it was the fact that some stuff to them didn't make sense. It was like you preaching one thing, but my experience is another thing. And that they couldn't reconcile that. Like, okay, you're preaching about this, but we got poor people out here. You're preaching about this. And so it was there. Now, this ain't everybody's testimony, but that was some of theirs testimony where it caused them to go to something else because everybody has a certain bent to be devoted to something. You just got to choose what you're going to be devoted for. So it's for some people, it's not a matter of what truth is. It's more so a matter of how truth is being expressed. So even though Islam has some elements of truth, from a Christian perspective, it's not true because it contradicts who Jesus is. It contradicts what he taught. It contradicts that stuff. So they found something in that grabbed them, and they became devoted to the thing they felt saved them. And so, and now notice with Christianity is held to a high standard because everybody expects Christian to be a certain way based on how Jesus is. So in Islam, now Christianity is also one of the only religions that get attacked all the time too. You know, you don't see people, I'm deconstructing my Islamic faith, or I'm deconstructing. Now you see that with Christianity. A lot of those attacks a lot of times happen with Christianity. So, but in terms of like their masculinity, how they address men, they're intentional about that. They're not, don't get me wrong, there are some churches in the Christian faith that are intentional about men being involved. They're intentional about developing healthy men. They got like 50% men, 49% men. But when you go into the church, more often than not, it's been decorated by women. You know, the colors on the wall, the flowers, and all that stuff. You give off a more motherly, womanly touch to the service. You know what I'm saying? So even our expression, the emotional part of it, the shouting, there's nothing wrong with praise. I'm all for praise. I shout with the best of them. But it also have to have another level of systems and structures because men need that. And hey, I love it. Women need that too. And so when we're not getting those structures and those systems and those disciplines and making it make sense, then we allow ourselves to be caught up in a situation where we're giving ourselves over to the tricks of the enemy, and we are leaving or exiting the faith, going to other faiths. So, but I can see that being the fast growing religion.
Okay, I wanna watch something and say what your opinion is on this.
TD Jakes Group and Wells Fargo are announcing a 10-year partnership to build communities for all income levels. Now, this partnership includes a commitment of up to $1 billion with a B from Wells Fargo to help pay for various projects. Their first project is a mixed income housing and retail development outside Atlanta. The nearly 95-acre property is a former Army base, Fort McPherson, which is right next to Tyler Perry Studios. The TD Jakes Group is a conglomerate of 4 business units. TD Jakes Ministries and TD Jakes Foundation, those are nonprofits, while TD Jakes Enterprises and TD Jakes Real Estate Ventures are for-profit entities. TD Jakes himself also presides over the Potter's House Church, but the church is not affiliated with this Wells Fargo partnership. We welcome you, Bishop. It's so good to have you at the
Oh,
table.
thank you for having me. It's good to be with you. Thank you
Clearly,
so much.
you have a lot going on in your life, but explain exactly how this is going to work and why you wanted to do it now.
I think it's imperative. The fierce urgency of now indicates to us the fact that the future looks very bleak, particularly for minorities, Black people, brown people, and also poor white people who are finding it difficult, workforce people, to find a job, to find opportunities, to get housing, to get upward mobility, to have communities that are built in repressed neighborhoods and revitalize the community, giving the homeowners who live there or people who lived in the community a chance to stay there for affordable rates. So this is an exciting moment for us. We're really, really thrilled to be able to do it.
So Wells Fargo is committing to up to $1 billion to fund these projects, pay for is the way we put it. That's not a donation, right? That's an investment. They want to make money off it.
Well, no, it's not. I don't know what they want to do, but it's not a donation. It's a commitment to supporting initiatives to raise up communities that have been repressed.
Was Wells Fargo your only option on this, or what made you comfortable with Wells Fargo? And the reason I ask that is, they have a recent history. In fact, just in December, they paid a $3.7 billion fine to settle accusations of illegal overdraft fees, illegal fees tied to car loans, illegal fees tied to mortgages. This is money they were taking out of the pockets of low-income people that you're trying to help now.
Right, and that's exactly the reservations that I had with them as well. Initially, several years ago, when they talked to me, I would not do business with them for those very reasons. That settlement that came out came from the previous administration. They have a new leader now, they have a new administration, and they're beginning to right some of the wrongs. This is not going to right it all at once, but it is a start toward justifying and rectifying some of the mistakes that have been made previously. The other reason is when other banks stood back and looked, Wells Fargo stood up and said, I'm willing to make this unlikely alliance, this very unique alliance. I've written a book called Disruptive Thinking, and this disruptive alliance between us is designed to lift up underserved, underrepresented communities.
What do you get out of this, Bishop, being involved in this partnership?
First and primary thing for me is legacy. It's a legacy piece for me. I want to give back. I want to do something for people who have been loyal and faithful to me and people that I know and love. The second thing that I get out of it is knowing that we have headed off a collision, that the stats say that by 2050, the average median income for Black people is going to be zero. And so we have got to get in front of this with STEAM, with technology, with job creation, with entrepreneurship, with mixed income housing and schools, closing food deserts, doing things like that I think are vitally important for the future.
And you want to make sure that people understand this is not low income housing, this is mixed income housing. Why do you want to make that note?
Well, we try.
What does that mean exactly?
Yeah.
We were going mixed income housing.
Mixed income housing means that your neighbor across the street might be a doctor, somebody else might be working for FedEx, and somebody else might be underemployed and a janitor. The reason mixed income housing is vitally important is because we've tried low income communities before and they fall into the abyss and become ghettos. Mixed incomes have a much better result, safer, better schools, better opportunities, upward mobility. Finally, when children are raised in homes without fathers, the stats say if they live near somebody who has a father, they have better outcomes than not seeing that at all. So for all of those reasons, including health maladies and so food deserts, there's so many things that we're doing in our communities that are in alignment with some of the objectives that Wells Fargo has, and I'm excited to be
The point about fatherhood is so interesting. Yeah, just having more fathers in the neighborhood is important and is correlated with better outcomes, particularly for sons.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And you say at this time, sometimes we have to be disruptive in less than 30 seconds. That's what strikes me about this, Steve.
Well, look, we are the people we've been waiting on. We cannot sit back any longer and wait on anybody to come rescue us. We've got to come up with these innovative ideas, and people with influence and opportunities like mine want to lead the way because I feel like it's my destiny to help the next generation reach theirs.
You have to challenge old traditions to create new ones.
I'm glad your destiny got you here because I know you were the weather and
But before you jump into this, reason why I say it because they giving Bishop Jakes a lot of backlash because they saying that Wells Fargo, I guess racist against Black people. They had a lawsuit that during the pandemic, they said when the rates was really low, they didn't really approve that many black people, but they approved a lot of white people. You think Bishop Jakes he wrong for doing that, or you think that's a good thing?
I don't know, man. You know, he made it clear that, of course, I haven't done extensive research on this, so he made it clear that was done under the previous administration. So
yeah, but they still owned by Chinese people, though. I don't think the owners changed, huh?
What are you saying?
That the owners racist, that they don't like black people. The people that probably run the bank probably changed, but I don't think the ownership changed.
Well, if it hasn't, even if it hasn't changed, right? Apparently, they must be having conversations in the boardroom that we're not privy to. So I'm pretty sure Bishop Jakes is a pretty wise man, and if he feels like this venture is a good thing for the betterment of people, sometimes God will use your enemies to bless you. Now, if you oppose to that, then you just limit how God chooses to bless you, or chooses to what hands to choose to give you blessings or opportunities by. As black people in this country, man, we've always have had opposition. There are people don't like it just because, you know, but that doesn't stop business. You know, some even in historical evidence is a prime example dealing with war and kingdoms and all this stuff. Sometimes it's just business. It's nothing personal. Sometimes you come to an agreement based on business that will benefit me. I might not like you, but you got what I need.
Right.
And I think that's one of the things that I don't know. Like maybe that's what he's doing. I don't know. So I can't say if he's right or wrong. I'm not in his shoes because I'm not privy to certain information. But from the outside looking in, I see it as just business. I see it as business, bro. I feel like.
I'll do it.
You know, it has to be beneficial, and like the scripture says, man, wisdom will be known by her children. So we won't know if it's a good decision until later on, years later, till we see the results of it. But in a time right now, it's business. Like even Jesus said the children of darkness are more wiser than the children of light in regards to business. You know, and sometimes that's where we as a church are not we're not as mature in. It's a better word for me to use, because we're just not good with business, bro. Like we don't look at the business aspect of stuff to start making decisions, making partnerships, and try to go about with the betterment of the people we're called to serve. A lot of us don't have the resources. A lot of us don't have the skill sets. So we must partner with people who do. Now that doesn't mean you shaking hands with the enemy. However, you still got to be wise in your decision making in terms of what the ultimate goal, based on what God is trying to lead you to. So.
Okay, that's what's up. Last question, man. We're a few years behind COVID-19. How you think the church as a whole is transitioning after COVID-19? Do you think it is going in the right direction, or you think it needed a lot of more work? I mean, we're a couple of years behind it. When pandemic was? 2020 or 2021?
It started 2020. Do you 2021?
Do you see it still having an impact on the church?
Yeah, by choice though.
What you mean? Explain.
I think some churches didn't take advantage of what the opportunity COVID-19 presented. I don't say it to be insensitive, because of we lost a lot of people. However, if you haven't adjusted by now, it's by choice. Ain't no way to put it. If you haven't made certain adjustments and you just keep making excuses, it's by your choice at this point. Because there are other churches that are thriving. And then and I'm not saying everybody should be thriving on the same level to the same degree. What I am saying, it should be thriving based on based on what God has put in your hands. You can't be thriving at the same. Now we all have had setbacks. Every church has had to. So a lot of churches had to restart. Some churches had to close down. Some pastors saw that's an opportunity to get out of it. Simultaneously, other churches were growing.
Right.
To this day, still growing. Going to multiple services, acquiring property. I think it boils down to vision. I think your willingness or ability to adjust boils down to your ability to see. If you can't see properly, then you won't be able to produce properly. And I think at the end of the day, it's based on your ability to see, your vision. Because where there's no vision, the people perish. So if your church is perishing, maybe it's, I say this, I err on the side of mercy on this joint. I think that if your church is perishing, maybe it's because either maybe you don't have vision, or maybe you have vision, but you don't have the right people to carry out the vision. And so I think that as far as the church adjusts, I don't know, I can't speak as a whole. I see some churches thriving. I think some churches are not. And I think that some people are content with that. But you can't get mad if the church down the street is being fruitful and this church is not. The question becomes, if it's the same city and y'all say y'all serve the same God, what's the difference? If you're serving the same people, if you're called to serve the same God, you in the same city. When I say the same people, I mean the people in that city. And one is thriving, one is not. The question becomes, what's the difference? And it's obvious. The difference is the people of that church that's leading it. And sometimes you got to be, I don't know, you got to be willing to just adjust thinking, adjust people, adjust positions. You have to be able to make, and I said this years ago, man, it's like my 3 A's: assess, adjust, and advance. I think you have to prayerfully assess so you can practically adjust so you can purposefully advance. And I think a lot of times we're not assessing prayerfully. And because we're not assessing what's going on prayerfully, we can't do it without God. We also are not able to practically make the adjustments. So there has to be assessments, has to be adjustments in order for there to be advancements. And a lot of times, if we're not advancing, that's because we haven't made any adjustments. And the reason why we haven't made any adjustments is because we haven't properly assessed where we are and where we need to go.
That's
because
good.
if we just go on based off what we see, that may not be what God has for you in your city. So you have to prayerfully assess, bro, and you have to practically adjust so you can purposefully advance. And if we're not doing that, then the question becomes, you gotta be willing to ask some hard questions. You gotta ask, man, am I the right person to do it in this season? Maybe my position need to be transitioned to something else. Are we making the transitions? Are we making the proper trends? Are we developing people for what needs to be done? What needs to be done in your area? Like, what do you see? What needs to be done? Because you can't develop people in areas that hasn't been developed. What I mean by that, if I go out here to develop some land and build some real estate, that's my goal. That means I got to make sure I got the people that's already developed to do the development.
Right.
And so a lot of times, man, we're not developing people for the work that we're called to do because we're not clear on the work we're called to do.
Right.
So we just go through the motions because we're not clear. And it's clear what we're here to do. We're just here to make disciples, man, advance the kingdom. That's it.
Right.
You make disciples in advance, and they may look differently for different people in different churches, but at the end of the day, you're called to make disciples, preach the gospel, and advance the kingdom as the church. That's what we're here to do. And now that may look like giving back on community development, but the ultimate goal is to make disciples, preach the gospel, and advance the kingdom. With preaching the gospel comes healing, deliverances, comes helping people, giving people hope, feeding people. All this comes with preaching the gospel. Making disciples deal with developing people to work the ministry. And the reason why you work the ministry is so the kingdom can advance. The kingdom cannot advance if you have not developed the people for the ministry. And you can't
Right.
develop the people for the ministry if you haven't preached the gospel to the people, to evangelize them so they can be discipled, so they can do the ministry, work in the ministry, so they can advance the kingdom.
That's
And
what's up, man.
I think some of the people, I don't know, bro. I just think some of the churches are advancing. I think some of the churches are not. I think some of the churches are adjusting. I think some of them are not. I think,
All right.
But it's up to God's work gonna get done with or without you. You just gotta choose if you want to be a part of what He's doing. You don't have to create no new wave. You get in the flow.
Right.
But you have to understand that you don't have all the answers. None of God has not given any one of us all of it. God has given us people that adds to it. Now, if we ain't willing to see that, if we ain't willing to see it, and we ain't realizing it's about Him, because everybody ain't called to preach, everybody ain't called to be in a pulpit, everybody ain't called to be a musician, everybody ain't called to be an usher. Some people are called to go develop a community. Some people are called to go be a volunteer coach, coaching Little League. Because if you can't be the light of the world if you're afraid to go to dark places. And the gospel is the gospel helps express who the light is. The light is only effective when it's in dark places. I got all this light around me, homie. Now you really can't see the effects of all these lights because I got all of them on. The minute I turn them off and have one, your eyes gonna zoom to the light because it's dark. And God's like, man, I'm trying to get people to work the ministry, and there's ministry everywhere. People there are broken homes, there are fatherlessness issues, there are motherlessness issues, there are homeless issues, there are drug, man, like in Tangipahoa Parish alone, murder is and crime and is crazy. That's the issue. What are we doing to help resolve these issues? So we know Jesus is the answer. How we go about making sure they know that though? So we got to be missional minded. We got to, everywhere we go, every day we go to work or whatever, we on a mission. God has put you in that place, not just earn money. The byproduct of that is Him blessing you, and Him. The byproduct of that is Him blessing you, and you take care of your family. The ultimate goal is He got you there so He can show people that He's the one true God.
Right.
So He has to put you in places to do. But if we don't see that, if we ain't developing that, if we ain't focusing on that, if they're not a priority for us, then we're gonna keep going through the motions and keep majoring on the minors. And you're gonna see us going through the same old cycle. I call it the treadmill syndrome. The treadmill syndrome. You running, but you ain't going nowhere. You got a lot of activity, but no productivity. You just running. And a lot of people are just impressed with activity. But we dial it back. Where's the productivity? Where's the produce? Where's the fruit? What are you producing? What are you leaving in the earth that gives God glory? What is it that we are doing? What's the point of you existing in your earth? So if you ain't willing to ask the right question, like what's our target? What are we focusing on? What part do we play in this? How are we gonna do this? If we ain't really dial back and do that, then we just wasting our time, man. To be honest. So in short, man, answer the question. I see some people are adjusting well, some people are not.
Right. We're gonna wrap up for 60 seconds. I want to take the last 60 seconds, and I want you to just speak a blessing over the people, like whatever God lay on your heart. 60 seconds. Go.
Yo, man, I just want to encourage you real quickly to know that God has a call in your life. And you may not know it, you may not see it, you may not believe it, but God has His hand on your life and He wants to use you. However, He can use you if you're willing to give your life over to Him. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? So God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that so whoever shall believe on Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. That's the first thing. At the end of the day, your eternity that matters first. After that, then your life on this earth. So God wants to give you life for next life, but at the same time, enhance your life on this life so you can show everybody else what life is really about. So I just want to encourage you to submit to God, man. Let God not just be your savior, let Him be your Lord. And nothing is wasted when it's in His hands. God either calls stuff to happen or He allows stuff to happen. And if He allows it to happen, He intends to use what happens for His glory. At the end of the day, man, just like He did with the 5 fish, the 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. He break it, He bless it, He distribute it. And everybody thought it wasn't going to be enough. But nothing is wasted when it's in His hands. Put your life in His hands, I guarantee you. What you thought was a loss wasn't a loss, it was a lesson. So don't focus on what you have. Don't focus on what you lost. Focus on what you got left and put what's left in his hands and watch God multiply for his glory.
There you go. Y'all heard it. Put it in his hand, man. I appreciate you for taking time out, Josh. I ain't gonna hold you up. I know you want to spend time with the family, man. Love you. Peace.
Love you.